Hey everybody, this is Ken Jobst with a closer look at Pastor's midweek message this past week entitled, If God Already Knows, Why Should I Pray? This is a part of Pastor's midweek series on the hard sayings of Jesus. You know, it's a really good question. If God already knows what's going on, God is omniscient, that is, God has all knowledge, and God is all powerful, then what room is there left for me to pray anything? Now, we're taking a look at Matthew chapter 6, verses 6 through 8, which says, Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they've received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." Right? Well, watch. There's a couple of different types of prayers that God gets, right? And God rejects certain prayers, but God receives other prayers. What kind of prayers does God reject? God rejects boastful prayers, where, hey, look at me, I've done all this, right? And God rejects babbling prayers, right? So the two kinds of prayers that God rejects are boastful, where I think I'm all that and I'm like bragging about the stuff. Hey, God, look what I did. Look, I've been so good, you know. Okay, not really, right? So boastful prayers and babbling prayers. Babbling prayers are those mindless prayers that you say without even thinking about, you know, and sometimes you pray them over and over and over. Oh God, I wish it would rain. Oh God, I wish it would rain. Oh God, I wish it would rain. But you never bring an umbrella because you're not really serious about it, right? That's a babbling prayer. But watch, there are prayers that God receives. If there are prayers that God rejects, there are prayers that God receives. And watch this. Yes, God knows everything. Yes, God is all powerful. But here's why we should still pray. First of all, we pray in order to adjust our hearts to God. How many times have we tried to convince God doing one thing or another would be the best thing? And a lot of us are guilty of not praying prayers. We pray answers for God. But, you know, God receives the prayers that we pray when we are adjusting our hearts to God. We should pray because it continues to give us a sense of God's presence in our lives and in our world. And we should pray because prayer gives us an opportunity to commit or to recommit ourselves to God's will. And remember what Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount. We pray because God has promised to reward us in prayer. So yes, indeed, even though God knows everything before we even pray it, there's still value in prayer for each and every one of us. Well, that's a closer look. Once again, this is Ken Jobst. God bless you. Hope you have a great week. Take care. Until then, we'll see you.